human responsibilities, and the potential of automation for a more open future. To what extent I am responsible for the actions of the system, and how much should I know about the inner workings of the system to be able to take that responsibility? AI is indeed a contested concept that lacks clear consensus. There is ambiguity in the algorithmic concepts. The challenge is one of relations between data and algorithms, emergent properties of the machine learning process, very likely to be unidentifiable from a review of the code. This also means that it is important to consider the context of the combination of machine learning algorithms, the underlying training data, and the decisions they inform. The richness in the use of transparency as a concept, as well as part of the difficulty to define it, relates to the fact that for some fields transparency denotes the physical property of a material and its capacity to allow light to pass through it, while in others it is thought of as a powerful means towards some desirable social goal. 1. The justification of decisions. Good governance in public or private sectors involves non-arbitrariness of decisions. This is applied to any kind of decision-making that has an ethically or legally relevant effect on individuals. Non-arbitrariness means access to justifications about why was this decision on what grounds. This represents a demand to right wrongs. 2. A right to know. According to human rights, people are entitled to have explanations on how decisions were made so that they can maintain genuine agency, freedom, and privacy. Freedom entails the right to get answers to questions such as how am I being tracked? What kind of inferences are being made about me? 3. A moral obligation to understand the consequences of our actions. As a community, we also have a responsibility for managing risks. There is a moral obligation, up to some reasonable level, to understand and predict the consequences of the kinds of technologies one brings into the world. It is our moral duty to explore the possible risks. Transparency often denotes a modern, ethico-socio-legal ideal, a normative demand for the acceptable use of technology in our societies. It is a reflection of the ideal of openness that is framed in terms of open government, open data, open source/code/access, etc. Paradoxically, the ideal of openness can lead to harmful consequences. While there is a need to develop more transparent practices for AI, there is also a need to develop practices that can help us to avoid abuse. While transparency may help to mitigate ethical issues, such as fairness or accountability, it also creates ethically important risks. Too much openness in the wrong context may defeat the positive development of AI-enabled processes. It's clear that the ideal of full transparency of algorithms should be carefully considered, and we will have to find a balance between security and transparency considerations. By taking the time to educate ourselves and ensure that we are using Web3 responsibly, we can make sure that this technology is used for the betterment of society. We should all take steps to ensure that Web3 is being used ethically and responsibly so that it can benefit us all. We must as individuals do our part to ensure that the Web3 ecosystem remains safe and secure. This includes understanding how blockchain technology and AI works. AI not only replicates human biases, it confers on these biases a kind of scientific credibility. It makes it seem that these predictions and judgments have an objective status. The metaphor knowing is seeing, by Michael Reddy, 1979, is still very valid. By my